Hello and welcome back to this Trails from Zero Let's Play with me, SLJ RPG. In the last episode, we cleared up the end of the mayoral request here, found out that the stockbroker but the journalist told us that the High office has been raided, so we're going to go have a quick gander over to our friends here well, not really our friends, over in the Harbour District. We can't exit, interestingly. So we've also still got the peculiar desert mix, but there we go. Let's see what's happening with the High. This place is a mess. A raid will do that. Yeah, and confirms it. Seen all the traces of Happy Weathering all over. At least they didn't resort to blowing them up with explosives. Oh, I see you guys are on the scene too. Hey France, how's the situation looking? We rushed out here as soon as we heard the news. I don't know much yet. All I've had is shots were fired in the middle of the night. Dudley and the others are in the middle of conducting an investigation. Sounds like the 1st Division beat us to the punch. Well, they are highly coordinated. Well, we'd like to ask the members of High some questions. Do you mind letting us inside? I suppose I could. I was told not to let civilians pass through. You have to make an excuse to Dudley for me, though. Of course, thanks for helping out. Okay, let's head on in. I mean, it is pretty fucked up. God damn. Can't even go through that door. That's blocked too. There's no door there. Let's head on through. So, apologies for intruding. We wish to collaborate. with you. So would you be willing to share details of the raid with us? Because his name's Dudley. You'll have to forgive me after it was late in the night. I haven't the foggiest idea of who the assailants might be or why they targeted our humble company. Even so, it appears you were able to mount an efficient defence. The 1st and 2nd floors are devastated, yet this room remains spotless. How in the world were you able to fend off assailants armed with heavy machine guns? I'll admit it was tricky. However, the assailants managed to escape our grasp, I'm afraid. Many of our men were sent to St. Ursula. Dear, oh dear, what a disaster. You have my condolences if you'll... Excuse us. You four? I'm gonna fuck it up. What is the special support section doing here? Why, good morning, Detective Bannings. I see the rest of you are in attendance too. Pardon our interruption, Sal. I know you're busy with the aftermath of the raid, but could I borrow you a minute of your time? Anything for you, my friend? If you'll excuse us then, Dudley, I appreciate you having stopped by. Damn, well, I'll step aside then. It's not really gonna work, it doesn't fit the character at all. This irritates me to no end. I'm leaving the snake to you. Try to get what you can out of him. Yes, sir. Drinking a delicious Ethiopian today. Anyway, coffee. It has been quite some time. My friends. You'll have quite the adventure on the final day of anniversary festival, correct? I'm assuming Yin already informed you. As I know, special support section doesn't follow conventional investigative protocol. And with that in mind, how about you go ahead and tell us what your true intentions? Oh, Lloyd, there's no point in wasting our time with this usual song and dance. Not only that, but we have to ground a cover with Xiao. I figured I'd get straight to the point. Well, pretty gutsy move, eh? Lloyd can be quite audacious when he wants to be. Well, exactly as I anticipated, Mr. Bannings. Knew I was right to have high hopes of you. Very well, I'm not particularly fond of trivial exchanges anyway. The questions are in the my lord shall provide the answers you seek. Thank you, Cal. Wanted to ask you 3 topics. Is it safe to assume revenge behind last night's raid? Can you say for certain there's any chance it was carried out by a third party? Doubting the possibility entirely, aren't we? If you elaborate for them, Lau. Sir. The assailants have been masked to conceal their identities. There's no doubt it was Revanche's men. The weapon combat style were completely identical. Those type of things would be difficult to replicate. So that does make sense. In that case, someone's still rubbing me the wrong way. I hear how you dudes are all pretty damn good martial artists. You're mainly my Lau here, like you'd hand out beatings left and right. You flatter me. I'm sure Revanche doesn't have shortest combat pros, but none of them could match up with you guys one-on-one. So now how'd you guys get thrashed so hard by a handful of their thugs? Was the all-killing barrel in the charge or something? No, I do not believe the esteemed general manager of sales was present. Neither were his handpicked ex-Jäger friends. William Ranch's regular combat pass now to be behind the attack. That's the case, then how? So that technique was simple, the speed and power beyond comprehension. I able to brandish heavy machine guns single-handedly. Fences usually crushed by their intellectual strength, they overtook the first 2 floors with ease. No fooling. It was only limited to the power and speed either, they had inhuman endurance as well. And thanks to that, I had to put into practice a few dangerous techniques. Dangerous techniques? You're not pretty knowledgeable at combat yourself, Shell. I am nothing but an amateur compared to Master Yin. Get straight to the point. How'd you plan to respond to the rage? What kind of question is that? Take a moment to ponder what kind of organization I use. You found your answer correct? So you're after revenge. Oh please, keep such scandalous rumors to yourself. When you refer to crisis management, at the end of the day, we only seek profits. And the situation where our profits are threatened, it is my sworn duty to crush our antagonizers through appropriate methods. But see what's so strange about it, yeah? What an annoyingly shrewd man. Does requesting assistance from Mahayu's main office lie among proper methods? He's calling in the big guns from Mahayu's main office. Awfully blunt, aren't we? My reputation is on the line. I have no such plans at the moment. Furthermore, no guarantees the main office will respect my wishes. They may intervene regardless. Well, I should be able to stave off a direct invasion for at least a little while. Either way, we lack the proper knowledge of our advanced current state, so we don't have an effective countermeasure for them. We're simply investigating their movements for the time being, through our most reliable and cooperative employee, in fact. You requested Yin's assistance? He's the best, but the best for these kinds of unaccounted missions, yeah? Of course. This isn't directly linked to the question, but I figured I'd ask when I'm already here. Do you know anything about Key? Are you sure, Lloyd? Key, you said? Is that the person's name? Or perhaps some kind of code? Forgive me for speaking out the line. You're more serious than I expected. All I know is that Key is the name of that little girl you took custody of after this was the auction. Well, after our day collaborator offered you a small piece of advice there. The exhibits for the second half of the auction are all stored in the room over there. According to information that was sent to Hayu, there's a bomb, so to speak, among those items. Recommend you confirm it for yourselves. A large leather trunk exhibited will be in the second half of the auction. Inside the trunk is a bomb, only which would serve to jeopardize Revanche's position. We are able to retrieve that piece of information via our own networks. We had no means of discerning who this informant was as of yet. However, it seems in some ways that it only made it more credible. We wanted to be certain, so we asked our dear Master Yin to check it out. Even in my wildest dreams, I never expected the true identity of the bomb to appear in the form it did. Damn, looks like he's gonna feign ignorance till the very end. Let's assume you're telling the truth. Do you have an inkling as to who the informant might have been? Logically speaking, a bombshell of this magnitude points to the actions of Revanche defector. However, taking into the account the skill required to convey the information to us, they must be adept. At any rate, as far as our knowledge regarding Key goes, appreciate if you believed me. Understood. Thanks for answering honestly. Now then, does this conclude your questioning? Yeah, for the moment. I appreciate your cooperation. Do you mind if I give the department an outline before we discussed? Do as you like, my friend. By the way, Detective Bannings. Yes? I'll be honest with you, the raid was far beyond what I thought Revanche was capable of. I was under the impression I was fully cognizant of their strength, connections, and patterns. Yet, they were able to pull off a brazen attack on us in a week instead. They splendidly surpassed all my expectations. I must say I am unbelievably excited for what's to come. Can't recall a moment in the last years where a situation didn't proceed in the way I had planned. I can finally with my intellect to crush my foes without remorse. This truly is indescribable joy. He's a weird one. Smug bastard. You're unbelievable. Do not think for a second I will allow the police to run my fun. Though you're special, so I grant you a unique opportunity, so to speak. We will be able to broker a resolution between both groups before Hayu begins its all-out retaliation. I'll eagerly await your next move. My guess is that we're going to go talk to Revanche now. Right, let's do this. Interesting. Well, that was something. They gave us plenty of useful information to work on with, but can't believe they suggested a high possibility of a full-blown conflict.
If things keep heating up the way they are, it's about to get real messy. We're screwed if they decide to have a firefight in the middle of town.
Additionally, we have to consider the possibility that Hayu may call for reinforcements. This sounded a bit too ominous.
Sounds like we have a bit of time still, General Cal said. Anyway, we can't leave Revenge unchecked any longer. We now start looking into it before Hayu mobilizes their forces.
I agree. Should we visit each of the districts and question the citizens?
No. This time we go straight to the source. Let's get our answers from Revenge directly.
You're kidding, right? We've gone there once before, but still. That was before the incident of the auction. Are we not acting too recklessly?
Yeah, I can't imagine they'll overlook anything outside of Key's case. There's something else I'm concerned about, though.
What that might that be?
The Killing Bear had Garcia's movements. We've quarreled with him before, but I've never seen him be the type to be reckless. It's under the impression that he had a strong command over his subordinates. Good eye, he's a well-known Jaeger commander, in fact. Didn't think I'd order his men to launch an assault on the Hayu like that.
While there's still a chance he ordered the attack on Hayu, it's entirely possible his subordinates acted independently. I'd certainly like to get to the bottom of this.
I agree. Good idea to search for clues around their base. Do you guys want to head there now?
Don't have a choice, do we? As long as you're outside the perimeter, the leveler is scored below.
Let's go have ourselves a little stakeout.
Okay. Not before I check back in the special support section. See if any requests have come up. No, still no requests. That's fine. I do need some fish fillets for everyone in the crew, so
let's head to the back street. There's a lot of them there. Just wanted to speak to everyone, make sure. Oh, stupid old man trying to fill me up. There we go. Seems actually fairly simple. So we're just gonna go from the side here. There's extra guards out.
Just like I thought. Sorry guys, there are more guards posted here than usual.
They're looking way more pissed than I was expecting.
Impatient, excited, vigilant, anxious. I'm detecting a wide range of emotions from them.
There's no mistaking it. They must be on high alert for any retaliation from Hayu. This isn't gonna be easy. For now, ascertaining Garcia's movement should be. Why the hell are you here? Garcia Rossi. Damn, those monsters meant to conceal his presence. It's you guys. You have the audacity to show your faces around here after all the shit you put us through. I won't make any excuses. Our deal with you only concerns Key and Key alone. Then we're understood. If you use our deal as an excuse to come waltzing into our territory, I'm gonna beat the ever-loving hell out of you. We aren't dangerous. Well, aren't we a dangerous old dude? Feel aware why you're snooping around. You won't be getting a single word out of me on the matter. If you understand, then get lost. Chia. TCH, Chia. Please, just tell me one thing. If hypothetically you were to attack an armed enemy stronghold, would you attack from the vanguard, leaving everything to brute strength? An honest Jaeger like myself would never adopt pure strategy. Wait until the conditions were favorable and wreak the most havoc while minimizing casualties. Wouldn't you do the same, son of the war god? Don't ever call me that again. But yeah, that's how Jaegers operate. Is that so? Thank you, appreciate the answer. You're a strange kid. You better not come here unprepared, you hear me? Promise you'll be torn to shreds.
So, I'm thinking it's not revenge. That's what I am gathering from these conversations. Something seemed off with him. Looked like he was tense, but also a little worn out. It wasn't just me then. Said a few nasty things, but I felt like it didn't have the usual bite to it. Expressed signs of fatigue. I can relate with him on that front. Whether what happened to revenge?
Doesn't suit him making faces like that.
Well, wouldn't you guys like to know the reason for their glum faces?
Grace? Woman, you have a knack for appearing in the most random places, don't you? What can I say? My reporter spirit guides me to the juiciest of scoops. Let's proceed to the usual give and take session, shall we? I shall await your arrival at the jazz bar. How should we proceed? If she plans to talk, we'll hear her out. We should be cautious around her. Don't want her accidentally leaking anything to her. Duly noted. I'm gonna go back to the special support section. I want to double check. We're just not getting requests, it seems, for today. I hope that's the case, and I'm not just being a numpty. But let's make our way back then to the back alley and head into the jazz bar. Where I thought we would probably have to go at some point, because I hadn't really used it yet. There's also some treasures. There's one up there. Treasures in this jazz bar that I would like to grab. Well, look who's finally arrived. Suddenly. Do you know all the tidbits about High's raid you're willing to share? I'm sure Cal showered you with all sorts of delightful details over at his office. Quick to the punch, aren't you? Actually, how are you even aware we visited Hayu? Well, if you must know, I found out this morning when I was about to ask Sal questions. Big old Doodles barged in. Right when I was wondering what's up with that, you all entered after him. And Dudley left with his partner in crime, with a classic scowl on his face. You came looking mighty worried. With that kind of look into your... I'll be shocked if you didn't hear anything. You're detectively sharp. Were we that obvious? Still, Grace, I can't think you know better than everyone that we can't casually disclose information on an open investigation. Of course I know that, you silly goose. That's why I propose a little bit of give and take. After all, aren't you dying for some details on Garcia Rossi? Well, always a proud dangling the bait under our noses, eh? To put the cherry on top, I might have some news about the so-called auction, too. Whispers around screwed the pooch and incurred the wrath of the speaker. Surely you want to know how these two matters might be related, no? Alright, we'll bite. However, everything about Sal is strictly off the record, got it? Can't stress that enough, Grace. I see. So, situation is more dire than I thought. Yeah, unfortunately it is. As things stand, both seem to be trying to not to involve the public in any if that's any consolation, but... Well, no matter which way you cut it, a raid was too abrupt, ignoring the fact it happened in the dead of night. A raid near our news agency? Not to mention it was right down the street from the IPC. Sounds like this decision was a little rushed, right? Yes, that's true. If things went south, the incident could have shaken the continent, destroying Crossbell's reputation as Zamoria's trade capital. You have a point there. Well, that might also make the info I got my mitts on not necessarily false. The information you got your hands on? Are you willing to share it now? It's my turn now, eh? You see, this whole fiasco originated from inside the Mafia. Lately I've been hearing rumors that Garcia Rossi's control over his goons has been, well, lacking. Is that even possible? I'm having a hard time buying it. Can't imagine his subordinates defying the monstrous old geezer. Well, choose to believe it or not. Just saying, it's possible the incident in downtown district and the gunning for Mainz's rights might not have been on Garcia's orders. It seems like some of the mafios in the lower ranks were looking to climb up. If clout inside revanche is what those rookies were after, then it would explain them stepping out of line and getting busted. Please, can we back up a second? You're saying last night's raid was carried out by junior members of the Mafia? Given the scale of the attack, I personally lean towards no, but considering all that happened, you can hardly blame Garcia for his big outburst earlier, right? True, there wasn't a sign of his little entourage anywhere. Does that mean despite controlling Revanche from the inside, he's still having issues? But what's the Don doing during all of this? According to what they'd be able to gather, McCreary is desperately trying to attain for his giant blunder at the auction. He's battering up Speaker Hartman, who was left less than pleased with Michelle. He's trying to lure influential figures of Crossbell into his fold. Influential figures? Who exactly? Cutting to the chase, well, simply put, it's Republic faction Diet members. I've heard he's met with the CGF commander too. Really? He's attempting to suppress Hayu's political influence in Crossbell? Makes sense, to be honest. Good idea. Maybe meeting with CGF commander is related to revenge weapon smuggling. I wouldn't be surprised. Gotta remember, the moron of the commander is also one of Speaker Hartman's cronies. Since the commander is in Macaroni's pocket, I reckon he's using him to win back the Speaker's favor. Bingo, that's what I was thinking too. I knew a nice little chat with you guys would help me get all my thoughts in order. Score, this turns out to be a fruitful little info swap. I hate to admit it, but it's been helpful for us as well. In fact, now we stifled through all the details, I feel like there's something we're missing. Something we're missing? Care to elaborate? We've been able to arrive at a convincing motive behind each action thus far, but they're all haphazard, like they aren't acting as one singular organization. I felt like Revinch's particular style to their opponents, operations, characteristics of darkness lies in the city, but in these cases I just don't feel it. So what you mean is, now you mention it, I'm inclined to agree. The efficient system created to take advantage of mirrors I've known as Crossbell, for an organization such as Revenge to deviate from that system is highly irregular.
So in other words, there's an element to this case that's Revenge out of whack.
Something like that?
Yeah, it's a gut feeling though. See, House description made it sound like these raiders who attacked Hayu possessed unnatural amounts of strength too. It's possible they could be the reason behind Garcia's attitude.
Well, you expected this from you, Lloyd. You're a sharp kid, aren't you? Well, if you can't, how about joining me at Crossbell Times? We can aim for the fold surprise together.
I'll pass. It's the record. I appreciate it if you didn't make me worry more than I have to. Remind me again, what's the Fulsa thing prize she's so up in arms about?
It's the prestigious international award given to the most outstanding journalist of the year.
Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, Lloyd Bannings.
Managed to get through. It's me, Bixen, over to Mains.
Oh, Mayor, what's going on? Is there some sort of problem regarding Gans?
I'm at the boss of the casino at the moment. He's acting strangely. I decided to call you.
Strangely? What exactly do you mean?
He's been engaged in a poker match with another customer for some time. The atmosphere has gotten kind of severe. It might actually get violent. Could you come over and quickly help sort this out?
Understood, sir. Bar's the casino, right? We're close by. We'll be there shortly.
I'm counting on you. Mains, Mayor?
You mentioned something about the casino, Lloyd? Yeah, apparently Gans might be getting in some sort of violent situation.
Seriously? Did he somehow provoke his opponent during a match?
With Gans' ego and crazy luck, I could totally see it happening.
Well, better hurry off to assess the situation. Alright, off to Barcy we go! What? What's the matter? Grace, it's just that...
There's no point in telling her not to come. Let's just go. It's very true. There is no point. She will keep out the scoop. I'm not going to check back at the special support section this time. Everyone's noticing something weird in the air. Let's just head in.
Okay, the fight is about to break out.
Quickly, where is Grant's playing, sir?
Sure.
In the private room. In the middle of the private match in the back room. We don't have time to waste. Gans could blow for any second.
Huh? Wasn't Gans the one provoking his opponent?
Of course.
Eat this, punk! 9-10, queen, jack, straight diamonds, flush, baby. Try to beat this hand, you can't.
Are you kidding me? I wasn't expecting you to put out that hand that strong on our ass round.
This is my true talent. You tired one too many games using the tricky hands of yours, but it's coming to an end. Show your hand. Might as well give up while you're at it, too.
Are you feeling okay, man? You said anything about losing?
Are you kidding me? The only way to be able to me was a royal straight flush. There's no way you could have.
That's where you're wrong, pal. Sorry, that's where...
What? 5 of a kind? All aces? Can't believe what I've seen today.
This hand beats a royal straight flush. Usually depends on the rules, but rules or not, it's obvious this blows your straight flush out the water.
What? Don't screw with me, you damn cheat. Jake, you're his accomplice, aren't you? Well, screw you too.
I assure you I'm nothing of the sort. I swear upon Adios yourself. During my castle observation of the match, I saw nothing that suggests Mr. Arundel was cheating.
Can it? How the hell am I supposed to buy that crap? I got luck and intuition on my side. I'm supposed to be unstoppable.
There's no way I can lose this jackass. Calm yourself down. Seriously, dude, take a chill pill. Poker's just a game of luck after all. All it means is that your luck is run out bad.
I refuse to believe this crap. Gambling should be a piece of cake after using that stuff.
Oh. Gans, look out.
There's no way in hell I could lose. Let go of me. Let go of me, damn it. What's he been using? You have to calm down, Gans. What's with this insane strength? Stop this madness. Well, if it isn't my favorite pals, how's they hanging? I don't know what I was expecting. How can one man be so suspicious? It is unfathomable. Quite the class clown we got here. Acquaintance of yours, guys? Sorta. Not letting me know squat about him, though. Wait, hold the phone. 5 of kind versus a straight flush? What the hell happened here? It was a real nail biter, Randy. I was on the verge of losing everything. Can barely keep up with this. At least we were able to neutralize the threat before anyone was hurt. Let go of me! They can't lose!
So there's some PEDs. Performance-enhancing drugs going around. After the further protests and shouting, Gans became overwhelmingly exhausted and passed out. Due to his condition, Special Support Section decided to carry him to his hotel room. How could you possibly think happened? He might have been the hardest worker, but he was a kind man. It's not a soul in Mainz who disliked him. Mayor Bixon. For a nice guy, he's pretty violent for a sec there. Wasn't expecting both of us would need to hold him down. Yeah, I can't believe how ridiculously strong he was. Listen, guys, this is just my impression, but, you think this guy could have been on some kind of drugs? Definitely. Pardon me? What is the basis for that assessment? You're kidding. Judging by the silence, I think Lloyd and Tio seem to agree with me. I am not sure. I don't want to say anything unsubstantiated, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Can't rule it out. That's preposterous, Gans. On drugs, I refuse to believe it. He's an ordinary miner, you hear me? There's no way he'd be able to get hold of such dangerous. Sorry, sir, but hasn't it been almost half a month since he arrived in Crossbell? Keep that in mind, he's earned quite a bit of mirror during his stay. Can you say for certain he couldn't have taken advantage of that wealth? I won't stand for this slander. You mentioned you're a Crossbell Times journalist, correct? You know if you write some libel piece based on pure speculation, I will lead Mainz and his people in protest. Take it easy, I don't plan on writing an article for this, mister. Would you do us a favor, Mayor Brixon? I want to go through Gant's personal belongings, if that's alright with you. You too? I don't intend to imply anything, but there's too many coincidences piling up here. His sudden violence, inhumane strength, complete change in personality. All these aspects are eerily similar to past cases. In Gant's case, we also saw an absurd development in his gambling skills. It might be that because he took those stimulants to boost his perception or something. And that explained the freak's intuition. People telling us how we could read people's minds, you know. It's entirely possible. Can you speculate if I were to gamble? I would likely be more adept than your average person. Tio. Sorry, Tio Tad. I didn't mean it like that. I'm aware. Do not worry. Mayor Bixon, I understand you wish to keep Gans's reputation intact. However, please envision the scenario where, he is, in fact, consuming drugs. If the situation will remain unhandled, it could pose a threat to himself and others. That may be. I could think of a possible side effects that might crop up. Same here. This is exactly why we need to be scared of. Very well. It might be fair, I might have been inconsiderate. Go ahead, Lloyd. Alright. Carefully examine Gant's pockets, make sure not to wake him up in the process. This is what I was afraid of. Found blue pills. Pills? Goodness no. So our theory was spot on. Pretty shade of blue. What the heck is it? Can't rule out the possibility that this is harmless medicine yet. Maybe he has some sign of chronic disease we don't know about. Did he ever mention anything about that, sir? No, of course, I can't say for no, I won't interact you with him, no, but of course I can't say for sure. Interesting. Would you mind if we hung onto these pills for now? Please do. Listen, I beg you, do not spread this around for Gant's sake. Of course, we'll make sure that his reputation is taken into consideration. Could we leave him with you? I'll take care of him. Try to speak with him once he wakes up. That'd be great, thanks. We now have the suspicion of an illegal drug circulating through Crossbell. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Really? Would have thought the mafia was big into the drug trade. To the contrary, actually, illegal drugs hardly ever show up in Crossbell. Drugs are messy business, you know. One misstep and you'll spread to the neighbouring countries like the plague. I've heard the First Division monitors them closely, thanks to pressure from Maraboni and Calvert, so I guess Revanche is smart enough to read the room on that one. Suppose it makes sense. Yeah, they make sure to cover that the police company. Still, something about these pills. Really, it's a lovely shade of blue, isn't it? Sure, but they're still suspicious as hell. Something wrong, Tio?
Nothing. It matches me in my imagination. More importantly, what do you intend doing with the pills, Lloyd?
Good question. I think this case is too much for us to handle alone. Let's go talk with Chief.
Yes, he may know what to do. Why, we should give our report on highway raid.
We got mafias fighting each other and a chance of illegal drugs now, too. I feel like things are gonna get pretty busy around here.
You know, I'm only known for you guys for 4 months, and I'm starting to think you've matured a lot since we first met.
Grace?
What's with the sudden praise? Flattery will get you nowhere, I hope you know. No, I'm serious. I've got some pretty high expectations now. Almost the size of the ones I had for your brother, Lloyd.
No, I don't think I ever got a straight answer last time you brought up Guy. Did you know my brother Grace?
Well, back when I was a newbie at CNS, he helped me out more times than I can count. In the end, his case went cold. At the very least, I'm happy for the team he wished for finally becoming a reality.
What?
What do you mean, Grace? Oopsie, said you might get angry if I say too much. Anyway, got an event to cover, so I'm going to head out. Oh, and I won't write any articles about the drug stuff, as tempting as it is. Bye-bye!
Where does she get off teasing us like that and just walking away?
Another addition to the pile of things we have to think about. Indeed. Are you concerned about what she told us, Lloyd?
Oh well. Even if it's concerning Guy, I don't really think I have time to think about it. Highest raid for his current situation and now these blue pills. We have a lot on our plate. For now, let's put that aside until Jeff told us and tell the chief. Alrighty, back to the SSS. And it's not letting us... Actually, no, we can't transform in these buildings anyway. Transform? Transport. So. To the special support section. Let's check the computer before we go. None here. Let's go speak to Sergey. Interrogating how you must have taken that long.
Actually, we got someone in another case, but we included in the news report along with details on the Hayu raid.
Chief?
Sorry, was it too convoluted after all?
Nope. It's just a series of events. Starting thinking it might be all connected. I agree.
You do?
Seriously?
How'd you figure that?
I know Tools got down in the last day or two. No one needs to try and connect the dots. Better buckle up, Lloyd. We're trying to need those detective skills you'll be honing if you want to get anywhere with us. Sure, leave it to me. We were able to discover roughly 3 pieces of key evidence. Information from Zero about the raid in Hayu. Intel we exchanged with Grace about the current state of Revanche. And everything we learned about Gantz, the miner from Mainz.
So there's something that ties all 3 together, right? You know, it's not just there yet, but I'm starting to see the big picture here.
Sorry, wrong voice. For now, let's sort things through the things we know. Which element of the info regarding the raid in Hayu can be tied to the others? Which element of info regarding Revanche? Which element of the info regarding Gantz can be? This has to be it.
You think these factors overlap?
They're definitely suspicious, that's for sure. I think so. Elie, if we take a close look, we can see certain things linking this case. The enhanced strength displayed by the mafios who raided Hayu. Gantz and his spontaneous gambling skills. They may seem independent of each other, but they both deal with the augmentation of their hidden potential. Now suppose we say the connecting factor in all these are the blue pills. The Mafia must have started acting as a distributor for these drugs. The general public are not the only ones affected by them. Revanche must have been using them to strengthen its henchmen. Is that a general idea, Lloyd? More or less, but in the end it's just still another theory.
However, if that's how it is, wouldn't it explain a lot? Maybe it's why Garcia's influence has started to wane.
So a bunch of these mafios took a drug to toughen up and as a result, gave them all big egos. Is that it? Nicely put, everyone. You remember the rooms Ian told us about yesterday? Of course, trader and the stockbroker.
Think the two already under the influence of the pills?
Who can say? At this point, there's nothing more than pure speculation. Things are beginning to come together piece by piece. You feel the same way, don't you? I do. But if I'm being honest, I don't think Special Support Section will be able to handle a case of this size. We need to call the first for support, given the incident revolves around distribution of illegal drugs. Perfect timing, Lloyd. perfect timing. What are you?
Hello! I found you.
What's wrong, Key?
Are you getting hungry? Nope, I brought a visitor. He's super grumpy and he said he really needed to talk to you.
Grumpy? Dudley?
Oh, Detective Dudley.
You're late. Apologies, Sergey. Investigation meeting ran a bit long. It's about the same time we discussed earlier. Do you mind if we go ahead and begin? I can't, not sure if I can keep it up. Sounds good to me. Fill them in too if you don't mind. Don't have time for jokes, Sergey. There's something Rookie should know about, and I think the information you found up while being pretty useful to you in your investigation. Come on, it won't take any time at all. Are you insane? Then again, I did leave high investigations to the special support section. Perhaps you'll be fine then. No, what am I saying? Chief, if we're that much of a bother, we can always leave the room. Won't be necessary. They ain't going to Dudley the Ace of First Division for nothing, after all. Sure, he realizes what he needs to do in a situation like this. You win. Listen up. Information I disclose is strictly confidential. Doesn't leave this room, otherwise there will be consequences. Got it? There won't be a problem.
Ooh, a secret. I love secrets. Tell me too.
Well, the thing is,
there should be some leftover sweets in the kitchen. Why don't you share some with Zayt, okay?
First Division is being pressured in from the inside. It's not quite as simple as that, Bannings. After the raid in High, you received orders to devote all of our resources to quell any disputes between them and the Mafia. And recently we had to put an end to our investigation into the mystery drugs circulating throughout Crossbell.
Really? First Division was investigating the blue pills?
Indeed, it's been a few days since the decision was made. I'm shocked you were able to uncover as much as you did. How exactly did the First Division find out about the drugs in the first place? Tipped off of them by a long-time informant of ours. Connecting her word alone, but we did some digging of our own. Gathered it seemed like a silly urban legend. Messing the grant's wishes and can bestow happiness. Nevertheless, we can't ignore drug trafficking allegations. We're in the middle of compiling a list of involved citizens before it was put in ice. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Looks like we hit the jackpot. Show him, Lloyd. Yes, sir. Take a look at this, Detective. Are these what I think they are? We found them on a certain source during our investigation today. We're able to keep them in condition that we protect their identity. Damn it, so it is real. You're saying it's possible the Revenge is the distributor? Dudley's, in order to stop the drug investigation. Any idea who made that call? It has to be someone high up. Our chief didn't agree with the decision, but he enforced it nonetheless. What a mess.
Wait a moment, please. Does it mean someone on High CPD's chain of command gave in to the Mafia's demands?
Well, that's unbelievable. How low can you go?
The situation appears quite grave.
Hey Dudley, it's clear you came to me because you don't trust the department brass. That being said, what's your move? I didn't intend to do anything about the drugs. If any of you were to take action, our bosses would do whatever they could to interfere. But as a member of the police, I'd be too frustrating to let this go. Detective Dudley. Easy then. Leave the investigation to the special support section. Lloyd, Elie, you two, Randy and Tio. From here on out, SSS will informally be collaborating with the First Division. Take over the investigation into these drugs in their stead, since they currently have their hands tied. Yes, sir.
Understood.
And in return, we'll get every bit of intel the First Division has about Revenge. Sound fair? Sergey! Regardless of the circumstances, we can't go handling out top-secret intelligence. Can't say I particularly care, Dudley. You're stuck in a stalemate and you know it. By all means, do whatever strikes your fancy. Fine. You'll have whatever information your grubby hands want. I'm glad we could come to an agreement. So we're doing the First Division's work for him now, is it?
I feel superior towards you washing all over me already.
Yikes.
Comment retracted.
Whatever. Alright, you gained my permission to handle the drugs. Do you exactly plan on proceeding, though? About that, we're holding the key in our hands. Are we now to figure out the drug is made of somehow? Not a bad. Do you have any idea who to determine that? Who to go to? Based on what we know, we can assume this is a new, never-seen-before drug. Using forensic tools back at HQ is out of question, as I have no experience with them and would easily get caught. Well, there goes that idea. We should just ask the medical college for assistance.
You must be talking about that doctor, right, Lloyd?
Medical college? You're referring to Ursula, aren't you? Right, we knew a doctor who specializes in pharmaceutical research, actually. I heard nothing but good things about his work, so there might be a good chance he could figure out the drug's composition. Stroke of good luck. Might be our best option. If you could get a together a report of First Division's intel, send it to us by the end of the day. I want them to decide how to approach the investigation for themselves. Fine, I'll send it over as soon as I can. Well, I should go. Thank you for your cooperation, Sergey. Likewise. Oh, don't forget to give them my well wishes too. Oh. Well, listen, you four. If you do anything stupid, this entire situation might nosedive. Understand? Notwithstanding your investigation into the drugs, leave dealing with the Matthew to the First Division. Stay close to the ground. Behave. Most importantly, don't get in our way. Interesting character, Dudley. Geez, that goof can't be honest with his feelings.
Anger is one way of hiding one's embarrassment, is it not? Maybe so. He's a stronger sense of justice than I initially presumed. I think we can trust him.
I'll vouch for him. Hell, most of the First Division is driven by diligence and a distaste for injustice, same as Dudley. Most of them are sticklers to rules, making them pretty obstinate. So, you're heading to St. Ursula right away? That's the plan, at least. Well, we have some time. We're sure to try and knock out a few support requests.
After all, we didn't have time to leave the city this morning.
Sounds like we're about to get busy. So we tackle the requests little by little as the day goes on. Got to see you're raring to go. Now I know you're cooperating with the First Division. Don't get too excited. Just do things as you usually do. Show me what you're capable of cracking the mystery behind these drugs. Understood.
And with that, I think this is a good place to say, if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time when we take out some support requests. Peace.